Hi, this is attorney A. Dwight Pettit. I'd like to take this opportunity to talk to you about certain developments in the law, particularly driving while intoxicated or driving under the influence. These statutes have progressed and been fortified to a great extent over the last few years in terms of their development. There's several things that you need to be aware of. When a person stopped, whether or not you're going to submit to the breathalyzer, the chemical breathalyzer, whether you're going to submit to the field test breathalyzer. These are questions that you will have to make a determination and make a decision, and if you can, should get the advice of a lawyer. Nowadays in Maryland, if you refuse to take the breathalyzer, your licensing privileges are suspended for a certain point in time. And so that has to be weighed very heavily, because that's an action which is taken by the Department of Motor Vehicles and not the judicial system. So you have two things that are going on at the same time, and this is what makes it so confusing. When a person is stopped, you have all your rights and privileges in terms of your driver's license, which is the administration, motor vehicle administration's, you might say, their orbit of affairs. And the other side is the criminal proceeding, and in terms of the fact that you're being prosecuted not only for traffic but carrying criminal penalties. And so those two things are moving at the same time, and people have decisions to make, because in one instance you may refuse the breathalyzer. Well, that will suspend your license just about automatically, with few exceptions. On the other hand, if you don't take the breathalyzer, it might come back to assist you in court, being able to argue that you passed the field sobriety test, but you didn't take the breathalyzer, so there's no presumption of guilt against you. And so those decisions have to be made on the spot, and if made on the spot, you would prefer to have a lawyer if you have the opportunity to do so. So the first thing I advise you, if you get the opportunity, request the right to call counsel in making the decision as to whether you're going to take the breathalyzer or whether you're not going to take the breathalyzer. And then call counsel, call an attorney as soon as possible to find out what your rights are with the Motor Vehicles Administration and what your rights are in the criminal system. Because the two things are running parallel, running together, and one has different rights, the other has certain different rights, and the two rights at some point in time are intertwined and interact in terms of your individual rights. So the main thing in terms of DWI or DUI, if you're unfortunate enough to be stopped by the police and put in that circumstances, is call a lawyer. Call A. Dwight Pettit and find out what your rights are. Call A. Dwight Pettit, attorney at law, as to what you should do at that particular time. And then if you're not allowed to, call us directly thereafter so you can be advised as to your rights for Motor Vehicle Administration, a hearing, which has to be filed within 10 days, your rights in terms of trial, whether or not you want a hearing to contest whether or not your suspension is valid, whether you were advised of your rights properly in terms of the recourse to the state as well as yourself upon refusing to take a breathalyzer. All of these things are very, very complicated, and a lot of it is brand new legislation, and trust me, you do need a lawyer.